In this video guys, I'm going to be putting you guys through on how you can mix your vocals on your Amapiano beat, on how you can mix any Amapiano kind of vocals to sit properly on your mix. So we have this file here, so let's listen to it, which is already mixed but not yet mastered. So let's take a listen.
One. No. 1, 2, action.
That mean they say I no go blow. Right now I don't they shine. Many things they say to me. I'm a man, they pay my heart. Fine girls know they call my lane. That mean they call me broke ass boy. But right now they see my lane. Certain things that they cross my lane. Let me say you don't love me that much. It depend me say you know innocent much. It depend me say I just see another man. It depend me say you don't love me that much. In there, Let me they say I no go blow right now.
Alright, so what I did here was to first of all I like to track my vocals with some plugin. So I'll be turning off every plugin we have here. So while we listen to this mix in a raw form, first of all, so let me turn it off. So I like us to listen to it in a very raw form, so you can start up with me so that you won't be confused. You have to see how the vocals sound before the mixing comes in, so that you can compare it to your kind of vocals. First of all, so let us get down. So these are the vocal sound in a raw form without no effect on it.
Let me they say I no go blow. Right now I don't they shine. Many things they say to me. I'm a man, they pay my heart. Fine girls know they call my lane. Let me they call me broke ass boy. But right now they see my lane. Certain things that they cross my lane. Let me say you no love me, that they cross my lane. Let me say you no love, that they cross my lane. Let me say you no love me that much. It depend me say you know.
So this is the aspect where we are going to be focusing very much on. We are going to be focusing very much on that aspect. So first of all, when I record my vocals, I like to track my vocals with this plugin. So these are the plugins. So don't be confused. I like to track my vocals with this, with the compressor, with a saturation plugin, and the blood overdrive, and then an EQ. These are the 4 plugins I like to track my vocals with. So when I record. After recording, I send it to this channel immediately to track it.
Let me say you don't love me that much. It depend me say you know innocent much. It depend me say I just see another man.
So once I track it with that, I feel like yes, it's good. So I also track with my auto-tune also. I like to track with my auto-tune. So this is my auto-tune here. So once the artist sing in an empty channel, I send it to the auto-tune to listen to how it sound. If it's not okay with the auto-tune, then maybe there's something that we are lacking. Instead of going to pitch correction and be correcting and be doing so many work, I like to track it this way. So first of all, what I do when it comes to my mixing aspect, I have to find the key. For those of you who are new to this channel, I have a video where I talk about auto-tunes, but I'm going to be glancing through the auto-tune for the meantime. I have to set my scale to major, which is the key to my beat, and then my key, this is the key to my beat, and also my input type to low mi. I like to set it at low mi because I think the low mi helps to fill up the vocals entirely. And you can set yours to auto tenor, is your choice. Soprano is also your choice. So my reduced speed was about 4 and my humanizing was about 8. So that was what I did, and it sounds this way with the auto-tune.
Let me say you don't love me that much. It depend me say you know innocent much. say much, much, much. It dey pain me say I dey sit another man.
So without the auto tune, it sounds this way.
Cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that much, much, much.
So with the auto tune, it sounds this way.
Cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that much, much. It dey pain me say you no even send much. It dey pain.
So the next plugin I have to add was a CLA76. This is from Wave, and it's a nice plugin. I like to use the black key because I think sometimes it gives me that kind of feelings I needed. So I use this compressor to add some color to my sound. So this is how it sounds.
Cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that.
So without the compressor,
cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that.
And with the compressor,
cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that much, much. It dey pain me say you no.
So what I'm going to do here, what I just did was to just throw it in, and then I didn't touch anything here. You can select from the bluey or the black key. For me, I think I go with the black key on this vocal.
Cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that.
So the next plug I used was a vocal rider. I believe everybody know what vocal rider I did, so I just have to set my vocal rider, drag this to any aspect I want for it to have control over my vocals. To where it's very low, it will boost it up, and where it's very high, it will turn it to normal equal volume with the rest of the vocals.
Cross my lane. It dey pain me say you no love me that much, much. It dey pain me say you no even send much. It dey pain me say I dey sit another man. It dey pain me say you no love me that much,
So the next plugin I added was a Pro G EQ, a gate, which I used to take out every low aspect of my, every background vocals in my song, every noise background inside under. So I have to just take it off. As you can see, just about 40 something, 49 or 50 minus 50 is just your choice on how you want it to be. So you can just listen through it. So I know the amount of noise you want to get. So that was what I did there. And then my EQ, so I added an EQ to it. So I used the EQ to remove some low aspect and rumbles, and to about 128 hertz. So I came to this place. I have to use some dynamic EQ to like tame this noise. So let's see what I'm getting rid of. So there's a sound here I don't really like. So there was an annoying sound I don't like, some kind of copy sound. I get to remove it. So I also have some kind of sound here also I don't like, some kind of whistle sound. I guess to remove it also. So there's some sound here I don't like. I have to remove it. So doing this was to like try to duck some kind of bad frequency in the mix sometimes. So many times some bad frequency comes with the voice into the microphone, so we don't really need it because we really want to keep our vocals to be very, very clean, because this is an Amapiano kind of vibe, so we have to keep it very, very clean and neat. So the next thing I have to add was a virtual mix track. So the virtual mix track here, what I did with my virtual mix track is to add up some air EQ, which I have to tame this to about 1 point something dB, 1.62 dB. I didn't touch the rest. I have to select my mic. I have to emulate a microphone so for my sound. So we have a lot of microphone you can emulate here. So I have to emulate this FG800. So I have to emulate the FG800 on this one. So what I did next was to add this custom series, and I have to just turn this a little bit. I didn't actually touch anything here. But just here, just have to do this. So I have to add a reviver to it, and I have to just add up some little volume of this to to about 12, and it sounds this way with it.
Cross my lane. Pay me say you no love me that much, much. You dey pay me say you no even send much, much. You dey pay me say I dey sit another man. You dey pay me say you no love me that.
So without
Cross my lane. Pay me say you no love me that much,
so with it.
Cross my lane. Pay me say you no love me that much, much. You dey pay me say you no even send much, much. You dey pay me say I dey sit another man. You dey pay me say you no love me that.
So you can see the feelings he brought to it. It was a very great feeling. So what I did next was to add a multiband to it. So what I am doing with my multiband here is to like try to control some kind of frequency that is too much on my mix that I don't really like. So this is where I have to control my vocal from. So I came to this aspect. I used to tame the mid-range first. There's some sound here I don't really like. That sound was nice, but I just want to, it's too much on the mix, so I have to reduce it a little bit at the mid-range here. As you can see, was about the threshold, and I have to bring it down. My range was about minus 1.83 dB, and my threshold was about minus 27. So my attack and my release was just as normal. So it sounds this way, everything sounds this way. So at this aspect I did the same thing. I have to take up some kind of sound also, so I don't really like that. So you can also copy the settings I have and try it on your vocals and see the differences create. So some F's here also I have to take off. So I took that away a little out of it. So let's listen and see. So the next plugin I have to add was my De-esser, and this is from Wave. My De-esser, this is from Wave, so I have to de-ess it about minus 24.7 dB, and it sounds this way. Cross my lane. Pay me say you no love me that much. You dey pay me say you no even send much, much. You dey pay me say I dey sit another man. You dey pay me say. So the next plugin, I don't want this video to be long, so we are going to be rushing some of this stuff. So the next thing we are going to be talking about is our GW mix centric, sorry. So I have to add about 2 dB. I have to add about 4.4 stuff to it here, as you can see. So it sounds this way with it. So without it, and with it, cross my lane. Pay me say you no love me that much. You dey pay me say you no even send much, much. So we have some background noise at the bottom, which is from our backup sounds, which I haven't treated on that, so we're going to treat that later. So let's see what next I added. So I added to a vocal doubler to it. I love to use this vocal doubler, so I leave it at the default setting. Then I have to reduce the effects. I have to reduce the effect to about 36% of it, and that was all I did. So why I'm using this plugin is because I wanted my vocals to be very full to the speakers, full to my ears. That's why I'm using the vocal doubler. So without it, so with it, so you can see the calmness and the vibes bringing to it. So that was what I did. So I needed some more stuff, so I have to route it to another chain here, which I used to track my vocals which is the EQ. I talk about that. This is just a gain. I don't know if we'll have to talk about this. It's just a gain to like gain my vocals. It's not that necessary. So just on my own personal need. So I have to use an EQ, which I use to take away some bad frequency in this aspect. So it sounds this way. So I added a compressor to it, a compressor, and I have to gain the volume of my beat to my vocal a little bit, touch my threshold to add some kind of second compressor to my work to make it sound good. So that was what I did there. So I have to add another EQ to it, which I have to listen through and tame this. I reduce this for about -2 dB, -1 dB, and -1.2 dB, and -1 dB here, and not up to dB. Just listen and just bring down some kind of bad frequency you don't really like. So basically that was for my recording aspect. So we're going to talk about that aspect when necessary. So the next thing I have to do, but before I talk about the next thing I have to do, we have our delay and we have our reverb. So this is just a send. This is not a plugin, it's just a send. So I'm just sending my reverb to this place. So that was what I'm doing. So sending reverb, then sending delay. So sending reverb and sending delay. So I just send them. This is my reverb bus. So I just send my reverb to it, send my delay to it. So as you can see, they are routed to it, they are connected to it. So you can see they are connected to it. So it's just something very simple. So the next thing I did here was to saturate my vocal with a wave plugin, which I have to use the Rode saturator. So I have to set my gain to about 30, and then my mix and my blend, as you can see how I set it. So it sounds this way with it. Me say you no love me that much. It depend me say you no innocent much. It depend me say I just see another man. So the next thing I added was a GEQ classic. So what I did was to just turn the mid-range of my song a little bit, so about 1.3 dB, just a little of it. That was what I was doing. So let's listen. Me say you no love me that much. It depend me say you no innocent much. It depend me say I just see another man. It depend me say you no love me that much. So the next thing I have to add was a reverb. So it's time for reverb. So I added just this simple reverb from Valhalla plate. So what I just did was to set my mix to 10 and then set my decay to 1.0. So set my smooth to my mood to smooth plate, and that was all I did. That's this thing. So if I have to take this all the way to 100, let's see. So I like the way it sounds that way, so I wanted to add a little of it to it, so I just added about 10 dB of it to it, just 10 to beat. So my pre-delay, I just leave it that way, so it sounds this way. Me say you no love me that much. It depend me say you no innocent much. So coming to my delay, what I have to do in my reverb, my second reverb, which is connected to my lead vocals. So let's see. My second reverb, which is connected to this place, which I have to use the send. As you can see, send, which I have to use the send. As you can see, is just connected to this, and then it sounds this way with the reverb. So this is the reverb I use. This from FL Studio, and this is the setting. All my wet all the way up and my dry all the way down, and then my room size all the way so wide. So the rest of the things, you just playing along with it. So it sounds this way.
They rust my lane. Let me say you no love me that much, much. You depend me say you no innocent much.
So I added an EQ. So you can see this is an EQ which I added. So I just try to take out some frequency, add some range. So and then I added some limiter to it, which I select the compress, and then select the lead vocals. And this had my setting, and this is what I did, my threshold and my needs, and that was what I did at that range.
Let me say you no love me that much. You depend me say you no innocent much. You depend me say I didn't seek another man. You depend me say you no love me that much. Let me say you no love me that much. You depend me say you no innocent much. You depend me say I didn't seek another man. You depend me say you no love me that.
Alright, so this is all I did, and I came to my fruit. I added a delay to it, which I have to take down my dry all the way to 0, set my input, my timing to 4 step, and then cut it a little bit. I didn't touch anything again. So I added a reverb to it also, and you can see the setting of my reverb. So I added a fruity limiter to it, set comp, and select my lead vocals here, and then that was all I did concerning that. So I added a vocal doubler to it, remove the low aspect, and just leave it at this setting. So that was all I did concerning these vocals, and that's how I mix my vocals. So if you're confused, guys, you have to just drop your comment and let me know that yeah, this is where I'm confused. I'm going to be attending to you guys as soon as possible. So guys, thanks for watching, and let's listen to what we have at this moment and see what we have arrived at. Don't forget to subscribe.
Let me say you no love me that much. You depend me say you no innocent much. You depend me say I didn't seek another man. You depend me say you no love me that much. Let me they say I no go blow. Right now I don't they shine. Many things they say to me. Oh my man, they pay my heart. Fine girls know they call my lane. Let me they call me broke ass boy. But right now they see my lane. Certain things where they cross my lane. Let me say you no love me that much. You depend me say you no innocent much. You depend me say I didn't seek another man.